Good day, puppy lovers. Today I have Heidi with me. She needs a good bath and she needs a good groom. So hang on, this is a full groom. Enjoy. All right, little girl, let's get you to the tub. Superman. There you go, in the tub. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by giving her a nice rinse off. Like that. Heidi, Heidi. All right. So let's see if I'm giving you one or two shampoos. If you're giving me good bubbles, if she gives me good bubbles, then I'm fine with one shampoo. She seems to be giving me okay. Well, hang on, let me see. Yeah, there's a lot of slip there. If I got a lot of slip also, that's a sign that I can go with one. Sometimes I have to add just a little more. So for those who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Jenn, professional dog groomer since 2010. I own my little business at home. There. Can't see your toesies. And I'll see what that runoff looks like once I start rinsing her out. Gonna be dirty. I also record quiet grooming, which most of my quiet grooming goes to my members. So if you want to become a member, all you gotta do is join. Click the join button, not far from the subscribe button. And if you don't want to join, maybe just subscribe. Come hang out with me. I record new videos every Monday and Friday. I upload Monday and Friday, and that's at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And while I'm at it, I want to thank my members for hanging out with me. My memberships are all about quiet grooming and other tips and tricks. I have not recorded or uploaded the tips and tricks yet, but that's coming. And also, my garden, I am filming I'm creating a huge garden in my backyard, and I'm fixing my front yard also. And it'll be I guess a few years to get all of that done, because I am creating a huge garden with pathways and whatnot. I started with my trees. I started planting trees and whatnot. So yeah, if you want to join, that's what you're gonna get. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm right here and I reply. You hear her snoring? Look at that snore. Little girl is snoring, girly. Oh, she's got poopies in her eyes here. Just a drop. See? If my fingers don't fit between the nose and the eyes, I'll just clean at the table. I don't want any soap in her eyes. I have a soap product, well, a cleaning product that I use for the eyes once I'm at the table. So, yeah. Okay, let's rinse her off. Did I get underbelly here? Gotta get underbelly. It's pretty dirty. I'm wondering if I won't do a second. Hang on. Let's see how that feels. That's not too bad. I've seen worse. Yeah, those feet are dirty. I think I'm gonna give her a quick second. Shampoo. If I'm seeing the runoff really dark like that, that's a lot of snoring for a little one. Well, she's probably snoring because she has a little bit of weight on her. Well, actually a lot. I'm going to show you how I rinse off the head. On. I'm going to hold her nose downwards, and she can breathe from here, but I'm holding her nose down, and I'm just rinsing the top part of her head, not getting any in her ears. Yeah, I had to do that, honey, if I don't want you choking on water. Okay, and for the rest of the head, these washcloths, I've been asked about these washcloths. I got them off Amazon. They're really soft, super absorbent. So I'm just going to kind of wipe what she has on the top of her head, and then I'll hold her ear, this left ear down, rinse that off. Do the same thing with the other ear. The reason why I wipe is so that I don't squish any water from her head. You know, if her head is full of water and I squish it down, she may get water in her ears, and I don't want that. Right, so guys, we're going to give her a second check. I really feel she needs another one. There are areas on a dog, sometimes they're dirtier than others, like in general it's the feet. Sometimes some dogs will be even greasier, like in certain areas, like the back. And if that happens, then you may want to use a degreaser. Yeah, you guys sleep good tonight with all these bubbles here. Be so clean, squeaky clean. If you don't have one of these, get one of these. That will save you from having to call your plumber. I got mine, I think I got it actually at the Dollarama, the dollar store, so. You just got to be careful not to get the cheap kinds. I got one at one point and it just rusted. It was really cheap. So, but this one is pretty good. I've had it for years now, so no problems. Okay. She's a little iffy about her feet. Kind of pulling her feet away. This is my second time with her. My second groom, and Dad wants her just a little shorter than what I did the last time. We're almost done, honey. Do scrub a dub on the top of the head. Gotta be careful with the ears. See, the ears tend to get very dirty at the base of the ear, like here underneath. To just go round and round with my thumb like that, because that kind of gets nasty under there. Add a little more soap here under the chin. Oh, what was that face for? Huh? What was that for? I'm not going to bother around her nose. I'm going to clean that area anyway when I get to the table. Okay, let's rinse her out. No, let's not forget between her legs. In the front here. Chest. Just be sure that your water is always lukewarm, you know, body temperature. You know, when you don't really feel much of a difference on your arm. You don't feel it hot, don't feel it cold, just feel it room temperature. So are you having any trouble with anything in your grooming? Any questions you've got, so I can answer them either through video or through just comments? Some right here. All right, let's rinse the top of your head. Again, hold your nose down. So she's breathing right underneath my hand here. Okay, I want to wipe all of that off. This is just how I do it, guys. Everyone has their own way. For me, it's my logic to do it like that. I don't want to squish any water in her ear. I'm going to pinch that ear here. Now I can pinch it because there's no more water on it. Same thing here. I can pinch that ear and not get any water squishing into that ear canal. Good shake. The dog needs to shake. You let him shake. That might be a sign that it tickles in the ear. Maybe there's a drop that got in there. You just do the best you can. Some dogs are squirmier and they're harder to rinse. The head is a lot harder to rinse. There. Always got to empty that. I gotta change that carpet. These carpets, I love them, but even if I wash them, like I scrub them with a brush, they tend to stain after a while. So they get yellowish. All right. Last place to rinse out, always the belly. All that soap runs down under there. And give me a last rinse here. And I'm going to. Now that was a good wash. She needed a really good wash. 2 shampoos. My shampoo that I'm using is a 2-in-1. It's the SOOS. Dead Sea, I think it's called. There. So these, I love these because they're almost like a chamois. You can just absorb all of that water. I'm not remembering the name of the company. There are a few companies out there on Amazon that have these, so just look for face cloths. Anything that says microfiber. And they have those little teeth on it, like see what I mean? Those little bumps like that, those little detailed. All right, let's close this. There you go. Oh, I'm getting hungry. It's almost lunchtime. Well, almost lunchtime. It's 10:15. No, it's not almost lunchtime. Right after her, I'll have my lunch. Really? So are you here to enjoy watching a full groom, or do you prefer have edited videos that I do also, where I just show the parts where I explain what needs, if I have something to explain? If you prefer the whole thing, you're here to watch and relax, or learn, or both. Are you a groomer? A new groomer? Are you aspiring to be a groomer? Are you a fluff ball mom or dad? All right, got all that down. I'm going to spray her down with my magical mist. This really helps. It really helps with tangles, and it really soften up the hair. Speak English. And then you massage it in, and you're all good. And I'm gonna let that, kind of soak into her hair there. And I'm gonna put this lovely little robe on her while waiting, because I have the air conditioner on today. It is so hot outside. It is crazy. So let's do this, guys. I always like to start, remember I was telling you about cleaning her eyes at the table. You can do this at the bath. Someone had mentioned at one point when I was just doing this at the table, someone for some reason was angry with me because I didn't do it at the bath and just found me ridiculous because I was not doing it at the bath. You know, everyone works differently. So I just take the poopers out once I sit down because anyway, I'm doing all the cutting here. I'm just doing a sunshine, nice little sunshine there, and I'm going to snip all of that out in her corners. And the reason why I do that now, see how I clean that out? The reason why I do that now is because I'm going to clean out. Remember I mentioned I wanted to clean out? Well, I'm going to clean out this area here. And by removing all of that hair, it's permitting me to get right down to the skin. And this product is for tear stain. You know, it's a tear stain remover, which I don't find ever removes the stains. I don't know why they promote these as tear stain removers. What they should call it is a tear stain preventer, maybe. Because if you're cleaning your dog's eyes regularly with this product, then you might escape that, because when they're white, the dogs, when they're white, it turns really yellow-orange. So anyhow, so the thing to not get tear stains is to keep your dog's eyes dry. So if you're washing the area regularly and drying it out, it'll help. Because what happens is when the tears, when they get teary-eyed and all that, and then it stays wet, then the bacteria causes that staining, and yeah, so that's what happens. That's what causes it. I'm looking for, give me a second. Sorry about that, I was looking for these. Okay, so I'm going to clean the ears now. Let's look at the ears. Okay. You don't want me to touch your ears? Not even a little bit? Any hair in there? No, we're all good. But those ears look a little dirty. That is very dirty, actually. Look at that. So I will clean. I'm going to flip this around, use the other side. I will clean till there's no more dirt coming out of that ear. No more nasties. So that looks fine. That's pretty clean. All right, second ear, I'm taking a second. You know, there are products you can pour directly in the ear and then the dog will shake it out. You massage it in, dog will shake it out. I just never did it that way. I just do it this way, and the dogs, I've been grooming dogs for 15 years now, at the moment that I'm recording this video, and never really have any problems with the dogs, so any ear problems. There you go, nice and clean. So, but yeah, just follow the instructions and go as you please. Let's turn you around, honey. I'm just gonna check the little bum to see if there's any surprises back there. Sometimes there can be little surprises left. You know, we rub in the bathtub, but sometimes it can stay stuck. You can do this in the bathtub also. There are no set laws, guys. Just go with your logic. Whether you take it out in the bathtub or take it out afterwards, as long as you just get it done. So I'm going to clean this area here. See, dirty. I'm just using a baby wipe to do this here. The cloth comes out clean, then the bum is clean. There you go. I'm always sure also to disinfect your tools. This is alcohol. You know that little comb that I just used on his bum? Her bum, I mean. Did I say his? A little alcohol on that. All right, so we're gonna set up I don't know why I say we're. A lot of people do that. They're alone and they say, we are going to. So, I mean, I am going to, but set her up on the little sling here just so she does not sit. Because it says she's a sitter. Give her a little room there. And I put this little towel just because it's got to be a little more comfortable, right? Okay. You want to wear one of these? Oh, what are we doing? This, guys, is just the, it's the happy hoodie. It helps with sound and for her not to feel too much of that air going around her ear. Some dogs don't like it and they'll just try to take it off with their paws. If she doesn't like it, I'll just take it off. So here we go, and I'm going to lower the sound of this. Okay, so see what I did? I took this off here because when I set her up on this one I don't really adjust like I adjust this pole here. And I just found it was a little too, she's too short for it. So I decided to take it off. She was doing good with the drying anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry her head with the dews. If you do use a force dryer, excuse me, if you use a force dryer, oops, sorry, around the head, you got to be really far away from the dog. Some dogs will let you come up and dry right underneath. It depends on the dog, but you got to really be sure that you're staying away from blowing any air in the ears. So yeah, that's how I learned with the force dryer, but ever since I discovered the dews or any other handheld dryers, yeah, that's what I've been using instead for the head because it's a lot less stressful for the dog. And the dews is this here. I got it off Amazon. It's Dews, D-U-Z. It doesn't dry as fast as a force dryer, but it's a little more humane for the dog, I guess. It's just not as loud and not as annoying. And usually if the dog doesn't really want me to dry the head, I'll just dry maybe 85%, 80-85%. Sometimes if the dog really doesn't want, I'll just let him dry completely. It depends on the dog and how the dog reacts. But she's fine. She's, you know, I'm pretty sure she'd prefer doing something else than this, but she's okay. She's still letting me do it. Look at that little tongue. Stick your tongue in. That's gonna dry out, hon. What you doing with your tongue? Huh? Is there missing toothies in there? Not even. Keep your tongue inside. Her little tongue is kind of like dry and crackly. Poor little one. I'm gonna have to put drips of water on there. Make sure it stays wet. Can you do the back here, please? Thank you. You being a good girl. Thank you so much, Heidi. And you got such a pretty name, too. I love your name. Heidi girl. All right, can we do underneath? Just bring the dryer underneath like that. I love this dryer because the hose just bends in all kinds of, you know, all kinds of ways. It just stays there. Okay, let's do the other side. Turn around just a bit. Oh, there you go. Thank you, hon. Just this side. I know. Not easy being a puppy. Well, humans do all kinds of funny things to us. Brush us, brush our teeth, bring us to the dentist. We get all washed and fluffed up with all kinds of fluffy soapies. Yeah. So as I'm drying, this is a good time to click subscribe, guys. Want to hang out with me? Come hang out with me. I'm creating a beautiful, beautiful community here. I know there's a whole bunch of different dog grooming channels out there, and you know, when I started this, I figured, why would I do this? There's way too many dog channels out there. People will know, you know, they get all their information everywhere, right? But I figured, you know what, I do things my way, and maybe people will enjoy the way I work. Just comment down below and let me know what you think about how I work. There, I think that's pretty good. Oh, look at that fluff face. Heidi, your nose is completely dry. That little nose is completely dry. Oh, she baby doggy, lovies. Poop, poop. I love little dry noses. But I don't like the dry tongue. You could put that in your mouth. Put that in your mouth a little. Wet it a little. Wet it. You want to stand for me? No, lay down. You got to stand. She likes to squat. Last time I groomed it was the same. She just squishes down. It's harder to do a cut that way because if you're squishing down all the time, you can't get your job done. All right, guys, so we know the drill. 30 blade for under the paws here. And so I was asked about this at one point, how I go about clipping the paws. Again, I use a 30 blade, which is pretty short. And if you're new to this, please try it with a 10 blade. And when I use my 30 blade, my blade, whatever I'm using, whatever size I'm using, oh boy. I'll show you how I do that in a minute because I found something. I found something in there. Okay, when you do this, you got to be sure you're not grabbing any skin. I'll try to get it with the clipper. There, I got it right out. What did you step in? Huh? Okay, I'm going to show you guys how I get this done. I'm always skimming right on top, lightly. See how lightly I'm holding my clipper? It's lightly. And usually I'll come in a V like this. I don't dig too much. I don't want to cause any irritation. Some groomers dig, some don't. I don't. So, yeah, so you don't want to dig in flat like this. There are tendons in there, skin and whatnot. So I'll show you again how I do this here. I just hold lightly, see like this. I'm just skimming over and I'm just getting rid of all the hair that's hiding all of those toes. And just be sure, you know, to not dig in too far. You can pull some out. And I'm just cleaning out. You use the edges. Oh, when I touch the edge. Use the edges to come around. You want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's little 5 digits here. Okay, you want to clean that out. Just be sure that you're holding lightly and that you come in an angle like this. We're following the line. See, this is a line this way and this one's that way. So just following like that, okay? I'm going to switch my blade over to a 10 blade. And let's see if she lets me lift her up. If not, whoa! I want to go up, up, slowly up. She's a little short. Is she for this? Let's see. Probably is. I'm just getting rid of some of that extra hair in there. But guys, since she's so short, I'm going to turn her around and I'm going to do it this way. This is just another way to do it. Come in here and all I'm doing is cleaning all this area out. I don't want any hair there. So that gets around, the hair gets around her pee-pee area here and then it's all dirty. So I'm just going to clean this up too. I go from one side to the other side, being sure not to nick her, but we're using a 10 blade. I would not use anything like a 7 or anything like that. So you need to clean this area really good. I'm going to clean out the bum. I'm not touching any skin. Do not touch any skin. I'm using the corners. Clear that out. You can do this with scissors. I usually do this with scissors, but I figured why not show you how to do it also with clippers. So I'm going to come back in later with the clippers, with the scissors, and I'm gonna move some of that away. I don't wanna touch the skin with this, okay? So because I was in that area, I'm wiping that up, and I'm going to just put a little bit of alcohol on there. There are other disinfectants you can use. I have, where is it? Oh, there it is. You can use this also. This is the Andis Blade Care Plus Clipper Blade 7-in-1. Coolant, deodorizer, lubricant, cleaner, rust preventative, vitamin E enriched, human animal eco-safe formula. All right. You can use that too. But I don't oil. I oil only like once in a while, like I can oil at the end of the day, or a little one. That little nosy is all crackled. We've got to put something on that crackled nose. Where's my stuff here? There it is. Let's put something. I'm going to use some Paw Magic on her little nosy there. Paw Magic is just it's just a little cream here, a little thick. I don't know what you want to call it, a paste. And I'm just going to put a little on her little nose here. And she can lick that, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, because all this is shea butter and natural oils. I'm holding her chin, trying to get her to stop lifting her head. Okay, I know. But I want to put a little of that in there and get that in there, so that, because she just needs a little hydration on that little nose there. And this is perfect for noses and for paws. And huh? Wah, that's gonna feel a little better, huh? You know, it's like when you have chapped lips. You don't like chapped lips. All right, so I'm gonna give her, change this for a, back to the 30 blade. Oh, wait, I forgot. Under her arms, let's do the underarms here. Looking for your underarm, because often there's little folds in there. This is still a 10 blade. I like to clean out under the arms here. Doo-doo. Clean that up. We don't need any knotting or matting happening in there. All right, so now I'm going to switch it back to a 30 blade, because my client is asking me to do shorter, and we're going to do, instead of a 13, we're going to do 10 millimeter, which is the bluish purple Andis comb, and it's a number 2, and it's a 3/8 inch. Okay, so before doing that, I'm going to clip her nails, which I've noticed they are pretty long in some areas. Let's disinfect this also. There. Okay, so let's do some nail clipping. So I'm going to need to use these clippers. I'm going to need these kitty nippers, because I saw she has a curled nail. I may have to use a nail file, and I am going to cross my fingers that I do not need to use any styptic powder, but always have that ready on hand if ever something happens where the dog gets cut. So here we go, guys. I'm going to do my best for you guys to see. I'm going to wipe up under those toes, and let's have a look. All right, so we can see that that toenail is long. I can't get in there with these big ones here. So I'm going to go in here and just nip a little bit off with my kitty nippers. And then that has freed the edge for me to come in and cut a little more off. I may have to use these here actually, still. There, that is far enough. See that dot? See that dot? That's telling me that's enough. It's far enough. Okay. Okay, you're good. Okay. Sometimes when the nail is long and they haven't had their nails done in a long time, see that black dot that says that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. And to get there, you gotta do just a little at a time. But sometimes their nails, if they haven't been done in a while, sometimes it does happen where the vein is a little longer than you thought. Because the vein the quick, you know, the quick grows out, just like our nails, you know. When, you know, I used to chew my nails here, and I had my nail bed was about here, and all of that grew out. See, it heals with time, but with the pups, it's the same thing. They're quick and grow. And see, I'm just cutting the tip, and then I'm coming in again, just a little at a time. And I'm using my eyes. That's why I hold the paw back like this. You know, I look at about what I need to cut. I can see from the side the amount that I need to cut, but I hold the leg up like this so that I'm sure that I can see. This one. Oh, this one looks like it's, no, he's good. Okay, so I'm going to show you why I pulled this out. See, this toenail is still touching the paw pad. I'm going to try to show you. She's pulling. No. Hang on. So I'm just going to file between the pad and that little nail there so that I can make a little space. I can show you. Make a little space to be able to cut. Oh, she's snoring there. There, that's good enough. So you don't like that I do your nails? I'm seeing that here. You are so short. You're so short. All right, so let's get this done. 10 blade, excuse me. She gets a 10 blade on the top of her head also. So I didn't really need to brush her out because as I dried her, I could see that there are no knots. See, she's bumpy here. And when you try to go and the comb kind of just pulls the skin, bumps into the skin. So I just pull on her skin like that, make that taut. Okay, sometimes you need to do that. You're not hurting the dog. So I'm going to come in and do this one this way, like to the right, and they'll do the same thing to the left. Okay, you may want to back brush by tapping. I don't want to brush on the skin because I don't want to cause any brush burns. So the reason why I'm doing one side and one side like that, the crisscross method here, is because this is going to blend in. Look how nice that is. It blends in a lot better. You know how it can leave tracks? Yeah, clippers do that. They leave tracks sometimes. All right. She's just panting away. Yeah, he's got a little too much weight, this little one. And when they have weight like this, they can, you know, they'll pant more, they'll snore more. So often, if ever there are clipper marks that are left behind like this, I'll just use my scissor over comb technique, which if I decide to use it in a moment, I'll show you. And I'm just going completely short everywhere. You guys need to remember there's a difference between a groomer and when you're doing grooms for shows. Of course, you want to follow the best you can the standard cuts, but in general, clients, these are their family members, and they just want the pet to be as comfortable as it can be, and maybe not too much brushing for them at home, for the client at home. Not everyone has time for that. It's funny how she's not growing out here. You funny girl. Yeah, you funny girl. Lots of snores. So I'm just back brushing, but I am tapping. I'm not going along the skin. If you find yourself being a little uncomfortable using the brush to do any back brushing, you can back comb. Just do the same thing with the comb, then you can touch the skin. because the comb won't scratch. Comb upwards. I'm going to come in here and get all of that out. Here I'm going to do the back brush because she's a bit curly. I'd like to take some of those curls out. There you go. The rest will all be done with scissors. So what is it that you enjoy the most about watching a groomer work? What's your favorite part? Okay. Stand, honey. Right there. I'm going to back comb a bit. I just like to do at least two to three back combs depending. Pull her ear forward. Just do the back of her ear here. Here, we'll do the back brush. Saw some curls. Twice is enough. Stand up, hun. So yeah, the reason why I'm saying that there's a difference between a groomer and a competitive groomer is, you know, grooming a family member's dog is for the dog's comfort, right? And for their health and for the cleanliness, right? You want to stand? Can I do this? Can you stand up just a little bit? Oh boy, not an easy thing, huh, for you? She's just sitting on her back bum here, on her bum. Usually I'll come in if I can. And I'm just going to come in reverse a bit. It's not exactly how I'd like to do it, but it is what it is. She's a little heavier, and I'm not going to force her. I'll just use my scissors to do the rest. Yeah, so if you're having your dog groomed, it's for comfort and for, you know, for the dog to be clean and just to be comfortable. And for the client to be comfortable too. As I said, not everyone has time. Oh, my clipper is dying. But what I love about these clippers is all I have to do is plug it in, and I can still keep working with it. I don't have to, you know, it doesn't have to go on a stand and charge. So this is the Wall KM cordless, my favorite clipper. Yes, I recommend it so much. It's nice and quiet, and it works well. All right, so I am completely done with all the shaving. I'm gonna let the clipper charge up, put this away here, and I'm going to start cutting. So I also do like to put a little alcohol in there too. And on the foot pads here, but we'll do that later. Okay. So let's pull out these scissors. I want some curves and I want some straights. What else? For now, we'll go with that. Turn around, honey. Lift and turn. You show me those toesies? I'm going to wipe off. This I got off Amazon also. It's just like a barber's brush or hairdresser's brush. I don't know what you call it, but it's just a small brush. I'm just going to go all around her little toesies here. Get rid of all this. There are two ways you can do this. Off the table or lifting. This is how I like to do it. I can see all of the hairs hanging out up under the foot. You can do it just like this also. You find that toe, and come all around and do it like that. But, as I said, I've been doing this like this for years now, and I haven't had any complaints. And I just find that I can see all the hairs underneath better. Depends on the dog. Some dogs may not like that I touch the feet. So in that case, I'll just keep the foot on the ground, on the table, keeping the foot down and yeah, doing it that way. One more, girlie. We got it, we're almost done the feetsies. And as you notice, I'm keeping my My scissors like this and not cutting sideways like that because I want to create a bevel. I still want that bevel. That's good enough. Okay, I'm going to take my little brush out here. I am done with this one. Another one that I'm going to spray down. And it's important to wash your tools also, guys. I mean, have them soak them in any disinfectant. Some use barbicide. I don't use it. I have some, but I don't know why it scares me. That's one product that I'm not, I don't know why. But anyhow. So here we go. So for the legs, I am just going to cut and shape the leg. All I'm doing, guys, is following the leg. That's all you do. So the basic is just like behind the leg like that. You're just following that leg and getting rid of everything that's just hanging out. Back brushing, back combing. See, I'm just shaping the leg. There's no real law. This is not competitive grooming. There are courses for that. But I think that for the job that I need to get done, it's just perfect. It's just fine. The dogs look great at the end of the groom. They have a nice cut. They're clean. See how that leg is shaped? Just gonna cut some off here because my clipper couldn't make it to the end, to the bottom, I mean. I'm gonna fluff this all up and just follow that curvature of the foot. You know, you don't have to have curves to do this. It's just a tool that helps, right? You can have straights. Watch, I'll do it with straight scissors also. Hang on. You can come in here, and you can use your straight scissors. And you're fine. When you're cutting under here, you gotta be sure there are no little teats here. You don't want to snip anything. All right, so see? Now here, I'm finding it looking a little off. So I'm gonna use my comb, if she lets me, and I'm just going to scissor over comb like that. And what this helps to do, it helps to take away some of those clipper marks, the clipper tracks. Excuse me. The flatter you'll leave the comb on the body, the shorter the hair. When I say flat like this, if you're like this, the hair will come out here when it's longer. But when you do it like this, it's in there. So that's for another course. So I'm just gonna comb this out here. Is that something you guys would like? A course? That I'd actually do a full, in-depth course. Of course, that I would sell, you know? Nothing crazy, but is that something that I should do? I know I'm giving you guys a lot of information, but maybe I could do videos that are a little more in-depth, with better close-ups, deeper explanation. I don't know. Let me know if that's something that you think that you would enjoy, or that you think anyone else would enjoy. Even if it's not, you know, if it's not for you, maybe for someone else or for other people. There you go, hon. She just wants to, she's looking that way. Well, I don't want you to look that way because I can't fix your, yeah. There. Okay, let's turn you around. Oh boy. All right, so I've turned her around. I'm just gonna grab all of the hair here, bring it to the side. It's one thing showing you guys how to cut. It's another thing how to deal with specific characters of dogs. They're not all very easy. And believe me, after all these years, I'm still learning how to deal with specific dogs. Each situation is different. So I think I'm going to soften this up a bit because there's a lot of curls. Well, I could have cut this with my normal scissors, but when I say normal scissors, I just mean straights. These have little teeth, see? And you need to snip, 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 keep snipping at it to kind of soften everything up, because it only cuts a little at a time. There. I still don't like this here. Hang on, honey. Hang on, hang on. Being a groomer doesn't just mean, you know, that you make nice little haircuts. Being a groomer means you need to learn to understand and respect the animal you're working with. Okay. You know, you gotta learn to respect them. See how she's, you know, bowing out like that? Yeah, that's the weight. That's her weight doing that. So I'm gonna take some off here. Be careful, guys. There's always that little toe over here. There's a toe. You gotta, if you're not used to where the toe is, feel it first. Always feel. Sounds like smoothies. Sounds like my husband's making smoothies. Something's being crushed. There. Let's see how I'm holding her head up with my arm like that. Honey, that tongue is still out. Wonder if that's a new thing. Okay. Oh, see, she's got a wart here. How old are you? How old are you again? 2017. 8? That's it. You're 8. She's 8. She's 8 and she has little warts. Yeah. See how I'm just, you know, combing to one side. I'm just cutting what's hanging off, and then I'll comb to the other side. Do the same thing on this side. And I'm just snipping what I see that's not following the line. I'm gonna hold this foot up here, and I'm gonna try to soften this up like I did with the other foot. That little tongue. Aww. We have the air conditioner on in here, so it's nice and cool, but she's hot. I don't think it's stress or anxiety. It looks just more like it's hot in here for her. It could be just that she's got accumulated stress in her system, but she doesn't seem too stressed. She seems pretty happy-go-lucky, easy girly. Yeah, all right, so let's do, turn around. I'm gonna finish this leg off because I find it to be, if she lets me. Can we turn? If you're sitting and, don't sit on my scissors. Girl, you're giving me a tough time here. Wonder if she snores at night. Do you snore when you go to sleep? When you go sleepies? When you go make sleep? All right. Are you gonna fall asleep? All right. So let's do this leg here. Almost done, guys. We got this leg to do. Same thing. I'm just using my curves to try to follow that back curvature. Pull all of this out, and I am going to cut flat. I usually like to come in this way and take that out there. All right, stand her up, pull this all up. Now remember a while ago I used the clippers there, and I'm just gonna take all of this hanging out here. She's so curly. You're a curly girly. All right. So here, I'm gonna fluff everything up. Use my curves, and again, here I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna use my straights. You can use your curves for this. You can use your straights. Just play with your, see, I'll go in the middle of my scissor to kind of cut in there. You don't need curves. If you have them, they're just fun, and they do a good job. But you can still get the job done without them. So if you're starting out as a groomer, don't think that you have to have everything. All you need is a good pair of scissors, and if possible, maybe some blenders. Just because the cut is a little nicer when you can blend in some areas like this. And I'm going to use these here. You got blenders, you got chunkers. What are the other ones? Blenders, chunkers, and I don't know, I'm not thinking. See how I'm just following, I'm just cutting along the spine. If you want, you could do your whole cut with this also and not even use the clippers. I just like to use the clippers because I like to give my length. Ew. Right. Got to be sure to keep your fingers there so you know not to cut the dog. I can see right through here, so I can see that I'm not going to cut her. See how it's just a little better blended? Just blended better. All right, let's go in the back here and see what's hanging out between the legs. Want to cut this all out here. Cut this all out here. There you go. I'm going to use some of these blenders here. Remember a while ago I mentioned that I was going to use the scissors instead to get closer? Because I'm just going to move everything to one side and I can get in a little closer. You got to be careful, guys, really careful. Okay, what to do with this tail here? For some reason, her hair doesn't grow here at all. So I'm just going to clean this up on the sides here. Just follow that tail. Okay, up. And I'm not too sure what to do with this. I'll just take a little tip off. What happened here? What happened to your tail? I don't even know how to fix this. What are we gonna do? I don't think Dad would want me to cut it all off. What I could do, hang on, hun, is just try to make things a little more equal. Because it's just hanging off there like this, you know. Okay. I don't even know if Dad, I wonder if he realized how short your tail was. But guys, it is what it is. I can't go back. I'm in the art of taking hair away, not adding it. Up, up. She's got a lot of curlies here, so I'm going to take a little more off. Okay, well, this area seems clean. I don't know what to do with that tail. Hey, girly. She seems fine here. There's a little bit of hair here. Okay. All right, let's get to the head. Okay, so as you noticed, I used the clipper and I took all of this off here. Now I'm just going to chunk everything. For now, we chunk. It just means that we're just chopping everything off that it's not supposed to be there. I want to leave a little longer than what I usually do because I want to be able to come in and cut more off, but with my blender. So once I did the bangs, I'm going to come in and in an angle, not flat, in an angle, I'm going to come in and just pull towards her nose and snip, 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 snip. To take all of that off. There are a lot of videos where you're going to see they leave a little bit of hair up here to make a little bump. But again, clients do not want that in general because they feel that the hair grows in too fast and they don't want to have to be at the groomers every 2-3 weeks, right? So I'm going to stand you up. So I did the bangs. These are my Kenchi peacocks here. These scissors here, they're beautiful, they're magical, they cut. They are dangerous. And yeah, they're chunkers, so I like to just chunk everything off. You gotta be careful, guys. These scissors are extremely sharp and they cut a lot. When you're using these types of scissors, you wanna move back and forth. If you're not moving back and forth and cutting in the same area, you'll notice that it's just keeping those teeth marks. So when you're just moving back and forth, the teeth marks kind of go away, okay? So I'm gonna pull this forward and I'm just gonna create a little curve here with again, you can do it with your straights. I'm gonna pull her ear back, up, honey. Oh, there's a knot here. Well, we'll get rid of that. Snip it out. And I am just going to chunk away all in front of her ear here. Chunking away in front of the ear. Little technique here, little sunshine technique that I could show you that I do sometimes. I just grab everything here. Just grab everything here, pull it all back to the side, and I'm just going to go all around like a sunshine. Just cut, 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 all around like that. And what that does is it just brings everything nice and close to the eye like that, okay? So as I mentioned, I am chunking everything away. Your face forward. She's looking at me like, what are you doing, lady? Well, at least you're not panting anymore. Well, that's because I'm relaxing. You're relaxing now? Let's do the sunshine. All I do is I grab the corner, pull this all front like that, and I go around my hand. That's all it is, guys. And that's just going to take the weight out. And once you comb everything out, there you go. Just helps to take the weight out from around the eyes. Okay? So, pulling this ear back, I'm going to take out all that's hanging in front of that ear canal. So before I continue the face, I'm going to skip to the ears. I'm going to change this out for a 10 blade. And I am going to tip the ears here. I'm just moving all of the hair out of the way. And I'm going to grab about 1/3 of the ear, keeping my fingers behind that little ear leather there. Same thing on this side. I'm just move everything out of the way and do the same thing. There, that's all I do. Then I'll come in and see, I'm gonna touch with my fingers, hold with my fingers, see where that ear leather is, and snip beyond that. Pull everything to the other side, holding, snip beyond that. Snip. Same thing here, hold it, be sure you know where that leather is. Okay, so we did the tips. Once you've done the tips, we'll come in, you can use your curves, and I'm just gonna take a little bit off the side here, and I'm gonna come and go all the way up to that where I left off. Pull everything forward, fold that ear in half, holding that ear. You gotta toss the dog. You gotta move your dog's head out of the way because you don't want to hurt the dog with the scissors. I remember one person had commented that I was impolite with the dog because I tossed his head. Well, I'm working, so I move the head, toss the head. Oh, that's my little pup there. He's outside. Same thing here. See, I'm going to hold this like this. There you go. Once I got both sides done like that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to either, if it's really long, I can just grab this like this, and I'm going to bring it up almost about at the same height as I did the clipper here, where I clipped the ear. You hold that like that, and you can come in with, remember, you have to move your scissors back and forth. There, okay? So this is just an approx, guys. There's no law, and no one's out there with a tape measure. You just gotta eye it. Move it back and forth. You be sure that little ear doesn't get caught in your scissors. And you want to be doing short cuts like that. So you're bringing it, if you're doing this, you're asking for anything to enter it, so you don't want that. So I may as well just blend this in here. The back of the head here. Okay, so let's blend it. All right. So let's continue on with your face, hun. Okay. I'm going to pull everything back, and I am going to go in with, let's try these first. I'm just going to hold that ear up, and I'm just going to try to come in and take some of the bulk off from the side of the face here. See the side of the face? If you pull everything up, like that. Okay, same thing on this side, pull everything up. And these scissors, they're the 38, I keep forgetting, 38 tooth, yes. And you need to, these are really blending well. You need to open and close your scissors more often. Now, if your dog is the type of dog that's just moving around, it's best not to have to use, I mean, you're like opening and closing your scissors like I showed you. I mean, it's best to use a scissor that'll just get the job done quicker, because every time you open the scissor, you're running the chance of cutting the dog. But if you have a good dog like this, she's such a sweetheart and not moving, and you feel under control, then that's not bad. So your chances of cutting the pup are way slimmer. And remember, when you're using blenders or chunkers or whatever, you got to move back and forth. You can't just stay in one place. A lot of times the clients, they complain about, they'll want all of this out here because they end up going to drink water or they eat their food and they get all dirty and all wet, and then they'll drag the water everywhere all over their floor. And that doesn't make them very happy. So in general, clients like to have a nice short cut in the face here. Oh, you are a sweetheart. Look at her. Did that feel good, the little cream on your little nose? Okay, so I'm just gonna go around and see, like this here, I don't like that in here. That tickle? Take some of that away here. I'm just gonna go around and, see back here. Just comb everything back. Remember, back and forth. Sorry, I wasn't in the shot there. So do this, pull this all back. Try as much as possible for your scissors to be away from the dog. If you can't, you can't, but it's best to try. What a beautiful face you have, little girl. So yeah, remember a while ago I went and used I just clipped, just chunk it all off. Then at the end, you'll want to use blenders. 38 tooth here. And are these 7 or 8 inch? These, I think they're 7.5. So I'm gonna pull those ears forward. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Ready to call your dad? Papa? You can call you Papa. So I'm just going to continue with a little bit of here and there to see whatever's sticking out. And I'm so happy you're here. I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And of course, I have my memberships going now. So if you want to join me and see what I'm doing with my garden and with tips and tricks and some quiet grooming also, where you don't have to endure me chit-chatting and talking. So I still have a little to do here. I'm just going to get that done, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.
Hey there, pet parents and grooming gurus. If you enjoyed my tail-wagging transformations and want more tips to keep your furry friends looking fabulous, just hit that subscribe button. Remember, every click helps spread the love and lathers of grooming joy. Subscribe now and let's embark on this fluffy journey together.